So what is up, traders? You already know what time it is. It's time for crypto emergency meeting. I have BTC USDT on my charts and I'm on the daily time frame right now. But the thing about this chart is that it's not very clear, and for that reason I'm going to be going to a higher time frame, which is going to be the weekly time frame. We could do some analysis on here, but it's not very clear. And what do I mean? If you look at this chart, there's a break below right here on the daily, which signifies strong sellers in the market. And then there's also this level right here. So there's a break below here, there's a push up, but we've not been able to break this region right here. We've been rejecting from here. So going by this structure, it simply means that this guy is going to continue to come down, but not so fast, because there's also another level right here. There's another level right here, and this level right here is looking like the major supply zone that caused this break right here. So what that means is that this market can still push up this way. This market can still push up, take out this equal high right here, come back here before it begins to fall. And so that's what I mean when I say the market is not so clear. There are possible scenarios that could play out and you could get caught in any of those scenarios. So for that reason, I'm going to be sitting out of the market this week and just waiting until there's a clearer setup. Also, I'm going to go to the weekly time frame just to have another look of what's going on. So the same thing on the weekly time frame, that break is also there. This level, there's a close below this week right here, signifying sellers with strength in the market. And then there's also a large fair value gap on the weekly right here. This guy can push the trend backward. So overall, this week I'm bearish, but before that bear comes, there might be some push-ups in the market. So I'll be waiting until I get a clearer picture in the market. So this is just my analysis using TA. But now I'm going to turn on this indicator just in case you don't want to do all the TA. This indicator helps you max out the level, gives you entry, gives you stop loss. It acts like an analyst on your behalf, and you just have to follow the instruction. So I'm going to turn that on now to see what the indicator is saying. So on the weekly time frame, it's saying we should short, meaning this place is going to serve as a resistance. As I said, there's a fair value gap here, so anywhere around this place we are going to short on the weekly. But the weekly is a really big time frame to take trades on, so let's go to the daily and see what it's saying. Exactly, so on the daily it's showing a buy, but not buy immediately. It's saying wait until we get to the $60,000 mark, so which means this guy can still come down, then reverse from here, and then push up to anywhere around this zone from here, and then we can have a sell trade. And I understand why he's giving us that. If we move on to the 4 hour, this right here will become clearer. So on the 4 hour is saying take profit here, which means this guy can still come down this way, which would make sense for a buy, as I said on the daily. So if this guy comes down right here to take profits, then we can now look for a buy. So there's a correlation between both, because as you're taking profits, the indicator is going to restructure, and that take profits can now become another entry for a buy trade. So on the daily, it's saying take an entry right here. Take an entry right here. On the 4 hour, is saying take profits around that same region, which makes a lot of sense. So there's a sell trade this week, and there could also be a buy trade this week. Guys, if I was to trade this week, this would be my region of interest. This other block right here, between 60 to 61,000. This is gonna be the region where I take a trade for a potential long. This entry right here is for this trade that is currently in play. If you didn't enter here, don't diddle in the middle. Wait for it to come down to this take profit zone, and then you can look for a buy here, as it says on the daily time frame. That's what this indicator gives you. It gives you structure, gives you clarity. If you don't know anything about TA, I recommend this. There's a link in the description. Shoot me a message on WhatsApp and I'll get you on board. Also, you get to follow my trades, everything I do on the charts, and we can make money together. So that's about it, guys. This is a very quick one. There's a buy trade coming this week, but before that buy trade, there's gonna be a sell to this level if we are gonna see that buy trade. Otherwise, I would say stay out of the market for a clearer picture. So I hope this makes sense. This is a very high probability trade. More sales come into this region, and then we can look for a buy. And when we enter that buy trade, we're going to be targeting, first of all, this region right here, which is around $66,000. If we come and break this region, then the $70,000 to $72,000 mark is going to be the next target. Guys, this makes a lot of sense. I'm giving you a very good update for this week. Do well to like this video and follow me for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.